out of the gun. Manning lets it fly. It's caught by Thomas. There's the record for Peyton Manning.
Nothing wrong with Orange and Blue Podcast.
What's up, NRW crew? Hello, Broncos country. Big Mile High salute. And it's Victory Week, Week 1. What's up? I'm your host, Johnny Bakke. With me, as always, my best friend in the world, godfather to my kids, Isaiah Henderson. What's up, buddy?
What's up, y'all? What's up, Johnny? Hope you guys had a beautiful week, a beautiful victory week. That game Sunday was incredible.
Oh man,
now we're going to talk about week 2. What's up, NRW crew?
So much to talk about. We got to talk about the victory. We got to talk about what's coming up. Dude, I'm so excited. I am so excited to be here. So let's get down to it, right? All right, here we go. Welcome to the Nothing Rhymes with Orange and Blue podcast. We are a fan-led Broncos-based podcast that goes live every Friday at 7654 on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. All right. We are part of the MHRT Network. All right. So please, if you like what you see, if you like what you hear, give us a like, give us a subscribe. Go hit that subscribe button, y'all. We can definitely use those. Share the video out there. Let's grow the family. Okay. In addition, we have a lot of other shows on our network, on MHRT Network. We got Broncos Talk on Tuesdays at 7654 on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. MHRT, our flagship podcast, is MHRT Podcast on Thursdays at the same times. And then now we are debuting the pregame show, the new pregame show for MHRT Network, the Neigh. Okay, we'll go ahead and call it the Neigh-borhood. Okay, I did the donkey sound because we actually tried to debut the show this last Sunday, and I made an ass out of myself and accidentally ended the show right in the middle, and it totally screwed up the vibe for the whole show. So we are re-premiering the Neigh-borhood this Sunday.
Oh, right? Johnny, you're great. Johnny's great.
Listen, it had to happen. It had to happen. Okay. Like, you go ahead and go search for it. It doesn't exist anymore. You can't find it on any social media anywhere. The show didn't even happen as far as we're concerned. We are re-premiering the Neigh-borhood this Sunday. All right. Don't miss it. It goes live about between an hour and a half to an hour before game time. So make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell. That way you know when we are going live, right? All right. That being said, it's Victory Week. The Broncos over the Giants in an absolutely phenomenal, beautiful, beautiful win. All right. So I'd like to bring in our special guest. All right. I am so excited to have this guy on our show. He is the leader, or the CEO, I guess, of Predominantly Orange. He is the co-host of Locked On Broncos. He writes for 9 News. Please welcome with me, if you would, Mr. Sayre Bedinger. That's right. That's right. What's going on, Sayre? How are you today, brother?
I'm doing great, man. I'm even better after watching that intro, man. I was like, if that doesn't get you fired up about a week 2 regular season game against the Jacksonville Jaguars, I don't know what will. It's like, it's Broncos football, man. I don't care what week it is. So I love it, man. I'm excited to be on with you guys. Thanks for having me.
Oh yeah, it's motivating, right?
That video is motivating. Wait until you see. You should join us on Sunday for the Neigh-borhood. Because if you think that's motivating and gets you pumped up, wait till you see our intro for the Neigh-borhood. That one literally will make you ready to strap on pads yourself and jump on the field.
I bought some pads.
No, I'm not even joking, brother. I'm not even joking.
For the intro, I bought some pads for that. So
real quick, jumping into the comment stream, we've already got a bunch of the family in the house. We got Dave Glassman in the house giving us the orange and blue hearts. We got Avatar. What's up, Broncos country? What's up, Avatar? How you doing, brother? Baby? The boss man is in the house. Want to make some noise, really raise my voice. Yeah, I want to scream and shout.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm not singing it. I'm not singing it right now. All right. Avatar says we need to get MHRT to 1,000 subs, and he's not wrong, guys. Man. Help us out. All right. Mobad in the house says Omaha.
Mobad.
That's right. We got our brother, our brother from another mother, Savage, Sev Cisneros. What's up, Sev?
Man, Savage. Dude, what's up, brother? How you doing?
Thank you again for another shout-out video on your YouTube, brother. If y'all haven't gone already, go follow Savage Sev. It's on YouTube, all right? Give him a subscribe. He sits there and gives these awesome just trash-talking videos about the for the Broncos. And he has the trash talk circle every week where he sits there and talks trash with other fan bases on YouTube.
Yeah, you guys are tripping. If you guys don't follow and subscribe to him, you guys are tripping, and we're pissed off at you. We don't like to be mad at you, but go and subscribe to Savage Sev because I don't want to have to discipline you guys. Come on now. Go and subscribe. Right. Let's go.
Also, we got Gary Neighbors in the house saying go Broncos like a good neighbors. State Farm is there.
State Farm is there.
That's right. And then we got, we got KB82, Kenny Booker in the house. The Jags are so bad, I'm starting to not be scared of the actual animal. That's right, Ken. I actually earlier this week said something about calling them the house cats in a tweet. And I kind of got some hate for it.
Well, once Denver gets there, they're going to be domesticated once Denver gets in there.
That's right. That's right. That the dog turned open the door
and left.
Wait till you have kids, Isaiah. I'm sure Sarah will agree with me on that.
Hey, Gary. Yeah. So I was at training this week, and I just left the gun range today. There's a guy in my class. His name was Gary, and I thought he said his last name was Neighbors. I was going to lose my mind, but it wasn't you. I was hoping it was. So glad to have you.
That's sad. All right, so let's talk Broncos, right? So Sayre, the Broncos destroyed the Giants. I mean, they destroyed them. I don't care how if the score up to the score there at the end, that was garbage time. The Broncos destroyed the Giants this last week. Exactly. How pumped were you, brother?
Super pumped. I've been telling Cody all week on Locked On Broncos, I don't count that score. So we were talking through the stats of like who's allowed how many points per game. So the Broncos officially, in my mind, have allowed 7 points per game through one game. So definitely excited, man, and definitely was pumped after the game. It was fun to see. You kind of love those games where you're able to just like relax a little bit, like not on edge in the late third quarter, early fourth quarter, just not feeling worried whatsoever about the outcome. Those are my favorite types of games. I know people always say, like, I just hope it's a good game. And I'm like, I really don't hope it's a good game. I hope the Broncos absolutely destroy them. So I could care less about good TV. I want a Broncos blowout every week. So I love it, man.
Those that say that are football fans. Those that say that are just football fans. They're not true diehards, right? Because true diehards, we just want to see domination. We just want to see our team tear it up. Those that say, I just want to see a good game. That one was boring. Like, no, they like football, but they're not crazy about their team.
I enjoy watching other good games like the Chiefs and Browns or the Washington football team and the Giants and stuff like that. Now that's a good game I'll watch. But when it comes to my Broncos, I don't want that. I don't want to throw an interception and then have to come out there and do a last minute drive and get a foot. No, domination.
Absolutely domination. Mundungus has a question for Sayre that I almost don't want to bring up. I don't want to bring up, but I'm going to bring it up anyway. Question for Sayre: if someone logged into the middle of your podcast and ended the live broadcast, what would you do?
Man, I would say, you know what? I would re-premiere it the very next week. That's what I would do.
That's right.
You're a genius.
I fully admit.
You're a genius.
I fully admit that I screwed up, bro. I fully admit it. But you know what? It's going to be great. We're bringing it back. All right. We're reeling it back, and we're going to go back again. And this time, thank you, Dave. Thank you. I forgive you, bro. Stuff happens. I appreciate that. And Mundungus says never forgive. That's not very Christian of you, boss. I'm just saying. Oh, man. So anyway. So, yeah. Oh, man. What a game. What a game. Teddy Bridgewater. Like, anybody that has watched this show for any amount of time knows that Isaiah and I were both big Drew Lock supporters, right? I mean, I went to the University of Missouri. My wife and I were actually supervisors for the sports park while we were there. Oh, wow. So like I had keys to the stadiums, You know what I mean? So like I was, I love Mizzou sports, and I was a Drew Lock fan long before he was a Bronco. So I was a big Drew Lock guy. Isaiah jumped on the Drew Lock, train with me once we drafted him.
Yeah, we were there.
We were both big fans. But Teddy Bridgewater, we did what a true, in my opinion, a true fan should do of the team. And we jumped on board once they named Teddy because, hey, he's their choice, right?
Yeah.
This week, though, Teddy B, he shut down any doubt that anybody in Broncos country can have that he's the guy.
Number one quarterback rating in the NFL after week 1.
What was it, Sayre? 95.7, something like that?
95.2 or so. Yeah, something like that. He had the number one quarterback rating in the NFL. And on top of that, Melvin Gordon now is the number 3 rushing running back in the NFL after week 1.
There we go.
So, I mean, the Broncos are definitely putting people on notice this year, which is what I wanted because, I mean, all the lack of coverage or the hate coming out of, nationwide, and for the Broncos to really step out and make a statement week 1, and that was a statement. Is beautiful. And I remember we went through the schedule a couple of weeks ago, Johnny, and we got to the Washington football team. And a lot of people counted that as a loss in the comments, which, because but after watching the game last night, the Washington defense kind of looks overrated, in my opinion.
See, I didn't get to see it. I didn't get to watch the game last night. I still have to go back.
I'm gonna go back into that schedule and count that as a W because they put up 30 points against the Giants, and Giants put up 13. Giants put up 29, 28 points, and Giants put up 13 against us. So I'm feeling more confident for that game.
Absolutely. What was your opinion on? Well, I mean, you're talking now about Washington football team. What was your opinion on that game last night, there, Sayre?
It was a good game. I mean, that is one of those games like you guys mentioned. It's one of those good games that you actually want to watch because you don't really have a rooting interest either way unless you're playing fantasy football, which, I mean, shout out, I guess, to anybody who has Saquon or Terry McLaurin on their team or whoever. But, yeah, it was a good game. And I agree. It's good to see the fact that the Broncos offense was able to move on the Giants defense like they were. And then Washington kind of came out and did a similar thing. Of course, on short rest, guys hurt, different circumstances and all that. But I think defensively what the Broncos were able to do against New York, watching them put, I think it was 29. I think you're right about that, 29 points on the Washington D. That's nice, and of course, like we said, unofficially, but officially in my mind, only 7 points allowed from the Denver Broncos defense in week 1. So really nice to see that quadruple. Yeah. I mean, that's 4 times fewer points allowed. So definitely excited to see that, and just compare those types of things, even though over the course of the season, it's like, well, you beat the Giants, who beat the, X, who beat the Y, who beat the Z, who beat the Buccaneers, who won the Super Bowl. So we should be Super Bowl champion. I don't like doing that type of thing, but but it was cool to see.
Well,
it's the NFL, man. It's the NFL. It's week to week.
Yeah. It's an NFC opponent. So come toward playoffs, that doesn't really count against us. But looking down the line toward the schedule, we can look back at the Giants and Washington game or the Broncos and Giants game and say, hey, we match up well, if not better, against Washington. And I thank you for the fantasy segue because I played Johnny week 1.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
fantasy, and Johnny was talking all that trash about he won the draft, and guess who lost week 1?
I did win the draft
against the champ.
I won. You know what? It was. You know what? I'll give it to you. You won, but you won by 1 point. It was that close.
A win is a win, baby.
That close.
A win is a win.
It literally came down to if Darren Waller could haul in one more pass.
Oh, I'm so happy he did not catch a pass in overtime.
That was what it came down to. Was in on Monday Night Football, could Darren Waller haul in just one more pass, which he dropped. And that's the only thing that saved you. That is the only thing that saved you is Darren Waller dropped his last pass. Man. So how do I Dave's asking how I do that orange highlight. Are you talking about the lights behind me?
Yeah, he's talking about the lights.
I have some of those Philips Hue bulbs in my man cave. And I can change them to any color I want. And since this is my man cave, which is literally orange, you can ask Isaiah. He's hung out up here a ton. It's orange and blue as far as the eye can see up here. And so my favorite thing to rock is the orange and blue lights. So
Sayre, for people that are watching that don't know, where are you from? Tell us about yourself. What's going on in your life?
Yeah, man. So I'm from Omaha, Nebraska. I moved here like 4 years ago, actually almost exactly 4 years ago, to start up a church here of all things. When I did that, I kind of just made football writing and talking about the Broncos my vocation while we did that kind of stuff. I'm super passionate about music and and worship and stuff like that. So I do that every weekend. So I'm actually going to miss a little bit of the game on Sunday. It's kind of stinks, but that's why I moved here to Omaha, Nebraska. That's what I'm doing here. And I get to talk about the Broncos for pay, which is crazy. Like I never imagined that would be, I'm
going to tell you right now, brother, it's the dream right here. It's the dream is to get paid to do what you do.
Yeah,
I mean that's cool. That's definitely cool. Johnny's an ordained minister. I'm a pastor as well. You moved to Omaha to build a church. That's fantastic. That's just one extra thing we have in common. That's really cool. How long have you been a Broncos fan?
So I became a Broncos fan. My grandparents actually retired in Estes Park, Colorado when I was a little kid. So probably like 6, 7, 8 years old, something like that. And of course, at that time, the Broncos were awesome. It was like today, the Kansas City Chiefs, right? So I became a Broncos fan by way of that. We'd go out to Estes Park. My grandma would bring us like the Super Bowl, game packet and T-shirts and all this stuff. And then they relocated to Greeley, Colorado when I was probably like 10 years old. And at that point, there was really nothing to do in the summertime in Greeley, Colorado when we went and visited.
There's still nothing to do there, Sayre. There's
right,
still
exactly.
To do in Greeley, Colorado.
No, that's right. That's very true. That's very true. Although at the time, you could go see the Denver Broncos practice for free. And that's what I did. And we went there every single summer. We went to training camp. I got to get autographs as a kid. And I just thought that was the coolest thing, getting to meet like Ashley Lee. And I remember one practice when Jerry Rice was on the team. Like you used to be able to stand on the sidelines extremely close to the action. So like if a wide receiver overran, if he was running full speed, down the middle of the field or whatever towards the sideline, his momentum would carry him right to where you're standing. So there was one time when Jerry Rice caught a pass, his momentum carried him literally to like in front of my face. I could have reached out and grabbed the ball out of his hands, but I would have probably got tased and arrested as a little kid. So I didn't do that, but that's how I became a fan, man. Just being around the team as a kid and watching them win. That's what a lot of kids become fans of teams nowadays. I got nephews that are Golden State fans and things like that. So which hurts my heart, honestly. I was a Chicago Bulls fan.
Go Nuggets.
Nuggets. There you go.
I'm from LA, so I got to be a Laker fan. Grew up watching Cody and stuff like that. So that's just how it is for me. Johnny, pull up. So Mundungus actually says, I'll say this because we were talking about this. He says, Harrington, Nebraska. Whoop, whoop. I'm so bored. So I don't know if you're familiar with Hartington, Nebraska.
Hartington. Would you read right?
No.
Learn to read.
Okay.
No, I've never heard of Hartington, Nebraska. I'm still only 4 years into this, so I don't know. I don't know a lot of places in Nebraska unless it's on the way to Denver, like North Platte and Kearney and those types of places. So I've never heard of Hartington. I stop in those
all the time. I'm going to see my cousins in Omaha all the time.
There you go.
Fort Cody in North Platte.
Fort Cody.
Stop there all the time, and we walk around the shop for like 2 hours.
Nice.
Yeah, I remember that real well. Anyway, so. Sayre, go ahead and tell me a little bit about what was your impression of Teddy's performance this week, this last Sunday? Because in my opinion, I mean, we knew he was going to be steady Teddy, but I think he was like super steady Teddy. So how did you feel about it?
Yeah, I was really, really impressed. I got to tell you, I mean, it wasn't like I was pessimistic going into the game or anything. I'm not that type of person. I hate bringing that kind of approach to fandom. I just think it's like an oxymoron to be a pessimistic fan. That doesn't make sense to me. So I brought in optimism. I was like you guys, big Drew Lock fan. Liked him dating back to, when he was at Missouri and really thought that he would be a guy that would translate to the NFL. And I still am holding out hope for that eventually.
Yeah.
But definitely, man, with Teddy Bridgewater, I mean, growing up and living in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, Vikings were on every single week before I left there and still are today. So I watched a lot of Teddy Bridgewater in the early goings, and I knew I was going to be impressed by what he could do in a regular season game situation, just based on what I've seen from him in the past. When he's healthy and he's able to do a lot of really good things, but I didn't expect a lot of the stuff that he did kind of off script. That was what really surprised me. Mm-hmm. But the Broncos the
stiff arms. I mean, we'll go more into that later.
Arms.
Wow.
Yes.
Like two of them. And they were beautiful.
Yeah, he was being a play creator and extending the play. And one of those extended plays converted on fourth down to KJ Hamler, and the other fourth down converted to a touchdown thrown to Albert O. So, yeah, he really didn't. Yeah. He's great at manipulating the pocket, but he also showed, hey, I can also run too and use my legs, which is something the Broncos haven't had ever. So since,
No, we have
for a
I
long
mean,
time.
Drew was able to do that. He just didn't always make the best choices while doing it.
Right. And Teddy has shown his maturity and his veteran play by doing that and making smart plays. So yeah, I agree with you. I was definitely Drew Lock fan, still am, holding out hope, but I'm on board for Teddy. I'm on the Teddy train. Yeah. So I mean, I'm on the Broncos train. So, and speaking of Teddy, Mundungus comes in.
Yeah.
Perfect. He says, Sayre, in fantasy, do I start Bridgewater or Herbert?
Ooh, that's a good question. You know what? I'll say if you're just talking about a 1 week deal, I'll take Teddy this week, man, against the the Jags secondary. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's going to work out too well for them, especially now that Teddy doesn't have Judy to throw the ball to. Not that necessarily makes him a better option, but I think he's going to have to spread it around even a bit more. So we'll see a lot of guys getting involved, and I think he's going to throw the ball well this game. I think the running game, it's natural for us to assume the running game is going to kind of dominate. But
obviously, we have a Hall of Famer on our team in the form of Kendall Hinton. So
that's right.
I mean,
and I think one thing that's going to be that we didn't have much of last week. I think, did you write the article on K9 with the 5 takeaways that the Broncos need to do to win? Was that you're writing, Sayre?
No, I don't think that was me. No.
Okay. So one of them was the tight ends will get more involved, but one of the things I'm thinking about is last week in week 1, the running backs didn't get a lot of receiving yards. And so I'm thinking this week, in addition to establishing the ground game early, because we struggled in the beginning for the first 3 quarters against the Giants' defensive line and run defense. But in addition to the ground game, I think the passing game to the running backs, Javonte Williams and Melvin Gordon, is definitely going to open up this week to replace Jerry Jeudy. Because, I think Teddy Bridgewater threw 9 passes to 6 different receivers, or 6 passes to 9 different receivers, something like that, where he was definitely spreading the ball around. I believe Melvin.
Well, Gordon, he went 20. He went. What was it? I think it was 28 for 36.
Yeah.
28 for. I've got his stat sheet up right now. 28 for 36 for a completion percentage of 77.8. I mean that.
It doesn't even include running backs. He didn't throw to the running backs, so you take that in there. KJ Hamler, Noah Fant, Tim Patrick coming in and replacing Jeudy. We're fine. We're okay. We just wish Jeudy was there because he brings that extra talent, but. Broncos country is okay. We have the starting talent and the depth talent. So George Payton and Broncos country did a really good job of bringing in some really good players.
Real quick, I just want to point out everybody on the podcast is rocking the 2019 draft cap, and that's awesome. Just wanted to say it. I think it's
beautiful.
Dope.
I love it.
Yeah.
So another question for Sayre. This one's from Kenny Booker, KB82. I'm sure you actually kind of know who Kenny Booker is already. Yeah, but but ever since he's 82nd Airborne, Isaiah and I were both 101st Airborne.
101, baby.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
So we went, he and I went back and forth with Kenny Booker, and Isaiah started calling him KB82 for Kenny Booker, 82nd Airborne. So on the show here, he's KB82. He says, Sayre, what kind of stats and wins does Teddy need to be considered for a contract extension?
That's a great question. First of all, thank you guys all for serving. That's freaking awesome. I love that. I've got to meet a lot of cool military people here in the Omaha area, being so close to the Air Force Base. So you guys are awesome, and I love that. To that question, I think one stat really matters. I think the one stat that really matters is going to be playoff appearance. Is it 1 or is it 0? If it's 1, I think Teddy's got a really good shot at getting a contract extension, right? And I think statistically, if you want to get into the specific passing stats, extrapolate what he did in week 1 over 17 games. That'll get you a pretty hefty contract extension, in my opinion. He set a Broncos franchise record, man, for completion percentage in a debut start, which is insane. So that's crazy.
Behind John Elway, I think he had the second highest completion percentage. I think John Elway had 80, and then I think he beat out Peyton Manning.
No, Teddy Bridgewater just set the record for the Broncos for a quarterback's debut performance. He is the record holder.
The record. Wow, that's even he beat John Elway. He Hall of Fame quarterbacks.
He's the man now. In that as far as that record goes, it's owned. Teddy Bridgewater stamped, approved. So
yeah.
Let me see.
So if he does that again a number of times, right?
Yeah. I mean, if he plays even remotely the way he did, this last week, going on from this point, I see an unprecedented season ahead. something that nobody would have predicted. I mean, it's exciting. Mobad says Locked On Broncos with the flex. So there you go. One of our colleagues at MHRT, a 6'10" Mexican. Saludos and salutations, Broncos country.
What's up, brother? Good to see you. Glad to see you here.
All right, so let me see.
Avatar, you see Richie's comment?
Where is it?
I get avatars, and then you can see Richie's comment.
I'll get an avatar here. I think Drew could learn a lot from Teddy about being a leader. What do you think, Sarah? I agree with him 100% on that.
That's a good call, especially when you got Von Miller saying stuff like he said. We haven't had that since Peyton. I mean, that's tough. That's got to be tough a little bit to hear, But at the same time, I think Drew has plenty to learn from Teddy Bridgewater, and he even has talked about that. He said that. He spoke that, which to me was less of a compliment to Teddy and more of a diss at the coaches that he's been around. Teach the guy how to be a freaking pro, man. That's a little concerning to me, but it takes players to come in and show you how to be a pro. That's interesting, but Absolutely. At the same time,
I would agree with you, except that I would say that, I mean, in a lot of ways, I think it would just depend on on the player. Right, on the young one that needs to learn, and the veteran, or some might learn that way. Some might learn better that way. Yeah. Some learn better trial by fire. You throw them in the frying pan and let them go. Some though, Drew Lock just might have needed that veteran presence to sit over him, to watch, to learn from. I mean, even just to learn how he interacts with his teammates. That literally could just be a thing that Drew Lock needed to break that ceiling he couldn't get past. I mean, you got to think the last 3 seasons. I mean, he had Joe Flacco, who literally said out loud, "I don't want to help him.
I know.
I don't have any interest in helping him." And then you give the reins to him. You give the reins to him last season, and who's the most veteran guy behind him? Jeff Driscoll. Come on now. I mean,
Yeah.
And so maybe sitting behind Teddy is going to be exactly what Drew needed to be the guy that we hoped he'd be when we drafted him in 2019.
Yeah, I think based on his maturity, hearing Von Miller say something like we haven't had that here since 18, if Drew Lock was mature, he wouldn't take that as a dig at him. He'd sit back and say, okay, what is Teddy doing that makes him feel like 18 is here again, and add that to his repertoire and bring that in. You see Richie's comment?
Yeah, I did.
I knew it was going to come up.
Did you guys coordinate those hats?
Okay, so this is.
Don't worry about it, Rich. Don't worry.
Yeah, don't worry. Yeah, you know what? Don't worry about it.
You know what? No, actually, no. Isaiah and I. It was funny. I have 30 hats over there, 30 different Broncos hats, and I switch them out as often. Isaiah threw on his. I'm like, he was sitting on the pod, and then I came on. And I had mine on. Sayre jumped on with a different hat on. Saw that we were both wearing our 2019 draft hat and said, "I'm gonna go put mine on real quick." So Sayre ran off, grabbed his. So in a way, we coordinated it.
Stop being a hater. He says, "Next up, matching outfit." Hey, Sayre, if you're down, I'm down. Okay, we just gotta coordinate. DM on Twitter.
He said down here even further. He said down here even further. Where was it? Oh shoot, I missed it. It was here. He said, "Oh, there it is." Or Avatar said, "I think someone needs to send Sayre a jersey." It was too. You know what? I'll get it made. I'll get Sayre his own Nothing Rhymes jersey. Okay. Send it to him. All right. He can tweet it. He can tweet out a picture rocking the Nothing Rhymes jersey.
There we go. Richie's just jealous he can't be part of the NRW crew. That's okay. Richie.
Everybody, he's MHRT. Rich is MHRT with us.
Everybody wants to be the NRW crew and have.
Everybody wants to be an NRW crew. And for those that are just now joining us, if you haven't already subscribed, so you can be part of the NRW crew, because everybody, and share it out to your friends, because everybody in Broncos country wants to be NRW crew. They just don't know it yet. It's up to you to let them know.
All
right. So going up here a little bit, I'm going back a little bit. Okay. I had a question here for Sayre and I lost it. Give me just a second. I apologize, Sayre.
Well, while you pick that up, we have a question from Mundungus that says hot take, which Johnny will get to later.
Wait. He's giving a hot take?
Hot take.
Send it.
Hot take. Bridgewater ends the season with 4,000 plus yards and 35 plus TDs. What do you think about that, Sayre?
I'm in. I'm in. Like Pat Shurmur with 4th down play calls. I'm in. That's what I. Yeah,
there's
something to say about that.
There's some. Everybody's different this year because Pat Shurmur's talking.
Except for Tom McMahon. Everybody except for Tom McMahon is different this year.
Because they're like, hey, going for 4th downs. I'm in. Send it. Yes. Yep. Vic Fangio's like, hey, I trusted my gut. Send it. Do it. So you think that's doable for Teddy Bridgewater with this team that we have, offense and defense?
I think 35 plus TDs is the one that might be a little much, just considering you do have Melvin Gordon and Javonte Williams. So a lot of your red zone opportunities are going to go to those guys, I think. But man, I mean, that's roughly 2 touchdowns a game, right? In the 17 game season. I think 4,000 yards is definitely doable, over 17 games, especially. So yeah, I think Teddy, he's going to throw the ball enough to reach that 4,000 yard mark, 35 plus TDs. You talk about that extension earlier, that will get you elite quarterback money. So, I mean,
and a playoff appearance at that too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now, here's the Broncos. Question. Do you think it would take a playoff appearance or a playoff win to get that extension?
I think appearance, just because if they get to the playoffs, even though there's 7 spots, right? I mean, like if you get to the playoffs, you've got to be probably winning 10, 11 games in a given year anymore, So if he leads the Broncos to 10 victories this year, and I know that people hate to say quarterback wins is not a stat, I get that. I get all that. But if Teddy Bridgewater comes in and takes a 5-11 team to 10 victories and a playoff appearance, I think there's going to be, some financial benefit to that. No question.
Yeah, I agree. And based off what I've seen and from the AFC and, the Ravens, we got the Ravens coming up, the Steelers, the 2 big games. I think it's doable. We can even get one playoff win. I think it's doable. If we get that playoff appearance, I think it's doable to get 1 win.
Look, I'm just like, Dave Glassman. He's been our biggest fan, our number 1 fan of this show. Still is. Dave Glassman. We love you, brother. We call him Full Glassman, Dave Full Glassman, because he is the most optimistic guy I've ever met. And I want to approach this the same way, because I would not in any way have predicted what we saw on this last Sunday, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to be super optimistic about this, that it's not just a fluke, that it's not just something we're going to see one time and then it's going to go by the wayside. I truly believe it's the start of something, and I'm going to be optimistic. I could see us. I'm not predicting the Broncos for the Super Bowl. So whoever is going to sit here in the comments and start trolling me for this, calm down. Just leave it alone, Karen. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and say, I don't foresee it being outside the realm of possibility that the Broncos take it all the way to the mountaintop this year. It's not outside the realm of possibility. Now, is it likely? Probably not. But it's not outside if you had asked me last season if there was any chance that in 2021 the Broncos could go the distance, I'd have told you not a chance in hell, not a snowball's chance in hell.
I agree. I definitely think it's a possibility.
But now I have some hope that it could actually be possible. I mean, we're talking a full on, the replacements scenario kind of thing, like nobody saw it coming. That'd be amazing. Doubt it. It'd be cool. I want to jump down here. I'm going to jump up here. Glenn.
Hey, real quick, guys. I need your help. This is off topic. So I bought this new dog bed. That's what I was doing for my dog, and he immediately humps it all the time. People told me to wash it. So I washed it twice, and then he just drug it in here and then started humping it. So, guys, I need to know in the comments what advice, how to get him to stop. So that's why I got up, because he literally drug it in here and won't stop. And you can hear him at night when we're sleeping.
That's amazing.
Tearing that thing up in the cage, and I'm just lost for it. So help me out, guys, in the comments. So sorry about that.
Wow, can we stop talking about humping and start talking Broncos a little bit more?
I'm desperate here. Go ahead.
This is a family show, Isaiah.
Yeah, he's over here trying to make a family with the bed.
Keep it clean here. All right, so our colleague at MHRT, Glenn Hauser. I'm sure you know Glenn.
Yeah,
great questions.
Here at MHRT, we've given him the nickname because he's the oldest of us, and we're always mocking him for being the old guy. Okay. We call him Mile High Fiber. So he's Glenn Mile High Fiber Hauser. So he says, hey, Sayre, thanks for doing the show. Would you pick up KJ or Patrick for fantasy since Judy is out?
That's so tough. Somebody was asking that exact question in the predominantly orange chat this week, and I was like, man, I took the cop-out answer. I was like, I don't know. I feel like Broncos wide receivers are like Patriots running backs these days, you know?
He took the cop-out answer.
I say Patrick. I say Tim Patrick.
I agree.
Tim Patrick has impressed me so much.
At a slot, he can do everything.
He did. But even in this game, like, I truly was expecting to see Courtland Sutton come in and ball out like we expect Courtland Sutton to do. But what we saw was more Tim Patrick than anything. And he impresses me. Like, they asked last night on MHRT, on their podcast, they had the Mile High Prophet on, and somebody, I don't remember who it was, asked it was WizKid. It was Landon Clark. It was Mundungus' son. Asked who's going to be the MVP for the Broncos of this Sunday's game. My answer was Tim Patrick. I see Tim Patrick taking that this week.
Okay.
I think that the difference between Tim Patrick and KJ, especially coming out of the slot with Jerry Jeudy would, is KJ, he went up for that fourth down pass. I mean, went up as a short guy, went up and got it. That's not really his forte. We don't let me back up. We don't expect that from him, but he did it. Tim Patrick's a guy who can go up and get it. He can be a deep threat if he needs to be. He may not be as fast as KJ, but out of the slot, he can run any route he wants to.
He can outrun. It doesn't matter if he's coming out of the slot or if he's the X or the Z receiver, dude. He can outrun anybody. I don't care where he's coming from.
Exactly.
KJ Hamler is speed racer, man. Like, plain and simple. Like, without the corny theme song here, without that, he is speed racer. He will outrun anybody. Plain and simple.
Yes, he will. I'll go devil's advocate then. I'll pick KJ Hamler. I think that last week, he showed he's going to get a pretty decent volume of targets, right? I mean, they gave him some opportunities and deep opportunities at that. If he catches that touchdown, I mean, I think he was at 4 or 5 catches for like 90 yards.
That would have made,
I
think, his fifth catch. Yeah. And it would have been a touchdown. It would have been a touchdown. It would have put Teddy over 300 yards, and it would have put him for three scores. So I mean, it was that close. And real quick, I just want to say this because I've been, just like you, I'm constantly trolling Twitter, just trying to find as much information as I can. Reading this week, I don't remember who reported. I think it might have been Mike Kliss. I don't remember, but reading the report that following the final preseason game, Teddy Bridgewater had KJ's locker moved over next to his, so that he could take him under his wing and help to develop him. One, that's awesome leadership. Plain and simple. That is awesome leadership. 2, I was also reading that during this week, after every practice, KJ's gone out on that field and caught 100 over-the-shoulder passes.
Wow.
In an effort to not ever make that drop again. Now, does that mean he won't drop it again? Who knows? But the fact is, to stay after practice, that shows motivation. Right? To do 100 passes, that's a lot of practice for any. That's so the sun goes down. I don't care who you are. He knows. And I don't know if that's 100 throughout the week or if that's 100 a day, but that's still 100 attempts at the same thing that he screwed up on. He's not sitting there. It does impress me about KJ because he's not sitting there. Oh, woe is me, and it's this guy's fault, and man. Or he's not even just saying, I won't do it again. No, he's saying, I'm going to prove to you I'm not going to do it again.
Right.
And that's
another question for you.
Yeah, go ahead. Sayre, I'm sorry.
What excites you about this team /season?
Man.
Can I add something to that and make it a different question? What excites you about this team /season that's different than previous seasons?
Well, we got a week 1 win. That's that's different, right?
Yeah.
That's a good answer.
I am excited about that. I've been excited all offseason about the secondary, man. I'm really pumped to see how they kind of gel. Obviously, the Darby injury kind of sucks, so we'll see how Surtain does sliding into that outside spot. And we've got good players still, to take that mantle upon themselves. And
we brought up
Justin Simmons,
I believe.
Nate Hairston, those guys they'll be fine. So OJ Moody will be back soon enough. So I think that's one area that really excites me about this team. The wide receivers, I love the wide receivers. Of course, Jerry Jeudy injury, depletes that a little bit, but at the same time, still really excited about the depth. I'm really excited about having Von Miller and Bradley Chubb take the field together again. I don't know if we'll see. They will. Yeah. I don't know. I was going to say, I don't know if we'll see a lunar eclipse or Von Miller and Bradley Chubb first, but one of the two is going to happen. So that's what I'm excited for.
That's great. That's great.
So they answered, Johnny, they answered my question to the dog. Shadow Jacker says, a girl dog. Yeah, that's not
since we're on the subject of pets, Pine Sol will fix it.
So I guess
Are we talking about fix the dog or fix the bed? Because
I guess I'll wash the bed with Pine Sol. Glenn says, "Wonder where the dog learned that." Well, we adopted him.
Well, no, we're gonna go ahead and say Mundungus, since he has a million kids. All right. Real quick, since we're on the subject of pets, Glenn also throws in there for you, Sayre. When will Cody's cat get its own Twitter account?
I need to ask him about that, man. Wow, that's a fun one. I need to ask him about that. The cat is making a lot of appearances lately, so I'll have to ask him about the cat.
Man, he really is, and it's been fun. I don't think I've laughed that hard as trying to watch Cody. Trying to watch Cody keep a straight face on a nationally syndicated show in my life. Like I was laughing so hard.
Yeah, you should have seen. I don't know if you saw this episode, but you should go back and find the one where he does a Manscaped read. That was tough for both of us, man.
Oh Lord, there we go. Just because, and they did this yesterday at MHRT, and I'm going to do it here because we are an equal opportunity network. We're going to go ahead and bring up this Twitch comment by GLHack1247800. Want to become famous? Buy followers, primes, and viewers on bigfollows.com. Guess what we won't be doing? GL Hack, guess what we won't be doing? And guess what I'm also going to tell all my fans not to do? Exactly what you just told them to do. So,
but thank you for coming in and commenting anyway.
Thank you anyway, and mile high salute to you, GL Hack. All right, so OMG, I was pouring gas in the lawnmower when you started talking about your dog humping the bed and was laughing so hard it spilled all over me in the lawnmower. You owe me a tank of gas. Not in this economy, buddy. We got Shadow Jacker says your dog's going to be... Oh, wait, no, you brought up... Here we go, real quick. Shadow Jacker says your dog's going to be the first guest on MHRT After Dark. Wow.
You see Mr. Boggan's comment that he had for Sayre?
Yeah, it was.
I have it right here.
Here we go. I got
it right here.
Sayre, do you see Shermer running a ton more 12 personnel with Judy out?
I think we'll see a fair amount of it. A ton more, I'm not sure. I think we will see quite a bit of 12 and 13 personnel. Eric Saubert definitely played his way into a significant role.
I love Saubert.
So yeah, he's good, man.
I absolutely love Saubert. I mean, and I mean, again, I'm coming from Mizzou, so I love Albert O, but Saubert has really shown something.
Yeah.
Shout out to Albert O for definitely making up for that fumble.
Look, he fumbled. Okay. He needs to learn not to do that. Okay. Like, this is the NFL. That's kind of like a drop pass, even an interception is almost a forgivable offense. A fumble, it's almost unforgivable. Like, people don't forget a fumble.
And Teddy went up to him after it. He said, "Be ready. I'm coming back to you again." Look, so shout out to Teddy for the leadership.
And he did on it. Well, and the thing was, like, Teddy even admitted that, extending that play when I don't remember who was that, Azeez Ojulari that was coming up the middle on him when he made that pass when he got out of pressure and made that pass to
I think it was he bullied Graham Glasgow on that play, so I believe so. Yeah,
I think it was Azeez Ojulari bust through past Graham Glasgow, who, I mean, to be fair, was having heart palpitations. Come on, the guy's an AFib, and he's sitting here in the game, and so let's give Graham Glasgow a little bit of leeway that Azeez Ojulari got past him, okay?
Man,
but Teddy,
I've seen that.
He gets out that pocket. He sends that pass to Albert O.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, I mispronounced it a second ago. Albert Okwebunam. I said it right this time. Don't jump on me. And he even said that wasn't in the plan. Like, Albert O said that was not the route he was meant to be running. He was in there as a decoy. But then when he realized that the play was breaking down, he broke off to the right. And when Teddy was able to get out the pocket and extend it, he was able to catch that pass and make that beautiful dive for the end zone. So, he fumbled it. Let's go ahead and forgive him his first NFL fumble, because one drive later, he scored. Well, no, I think it was 2 drives later. 2 drives later, he scored a touchdown.
So Sayre, moving on from week 1 to week 2, what are the keys to a win, to a W for the Broncos in week 2?
Oh, man, that's a great question. I think for me, you got to continue to rush the passer really well, right? I think Trevor Lawrence being a rookie, you want to rattle him early and often, make sure that he's uncomfortable back there, make sure that he's, making overthrows because he feels like he's going to get hit in the gut. He's got that phantom pressure coming, so especially the quarterback for sure, man. Yeah, see ghosts. Exactly.
I like that phantom pressure.
Do we want to make him be like Sam Darnold and start seeing ghosts?
Yeah, that's what I want, I think the Broncos can do that to people, right? So I want to see that. I want to see Teddy repeat. We talked about that. What does he have to do to get the contract? I think play well this week again, right? Take it 1 week at a time, have another really good game. And then I think on special teams, keep the punter off the field, man. That's what I said on today's Locked On Broncos, actually. I was like, keep the punter off the field unless he's holding for the point after touchdown or something, or field goal.
Right.
So
and we did. I mean, Sam Martin. Now, oh boy, that segues me into something I want to talk about because I wanted to talk about it, but I've already heard you talk about it on Locked On, and that is Sam Martin and these ridiculous punt plays called by none other than our favorite coach in the world, Tom McMahon. So why in the world does Tom McMahon think it's a good idea to send Sam Martin out there and to sail it, not give it any hang time, and not pin them inside the 5 of the 10? I mean, he's tough. We know Sam Martin's more than capable.
Yeah, that's what I think he's getting paid for, right? I mean, you paid him a decent amount for a punter in free agency to come and do those types of things. I know you weren't in Denver where the air is thin, but at the same time, actually kick the ball hard enough to get it inside the 20 and don't expect it to just roll 10, 15 yards. I think you're paid to be an accurate kicker of a football. So I don't know. It's easy for me to say, right? But because I'm not a punter, but
maybe, but you saw it twice. Okay. Like we saw Sam Martin all of last season, and we know he's more than capable of making that kick. But then he gets in there and twice, 36 yards was the max of his punt in the game on Sunday. Of his 2 punts, 36 yards, and it bounced backwards.
Yeah, bad.
Like, dude, what? So that being said, real quick, rejuvenating Ephemera Beth K. Oh, that is my coworker at my job. That's my friend Beth. That's my friend Beth. Beth, thank you for joining us. Thank you for dropping in for just a second. Mile high salute to you, and I will see you later this week. So, that being said, going back to it, like you said it, keep the punter off the field. I mean, we only let Sam Martin on the field twice.
Right.
That was impressive.
That's really good.
That was really impressive. But if I was Sam Martin and Tom McMahon is telling me to just sail it 36 yards and let it, and put some backspin on it, I'm going to be like, nah, dude.
No. Veto.
You're the coach. I'm in the game right now, and I'm telling you right now, I'm pinning him inside the 5.
The same way Tom Brady told his offensive coordinator no.
I doubt Sam Martin does
the same
that.
thing.
I doubt Sam Martin does that because he doesn't have the
Tom Brady
does.
Sam Martin is basically Tom Brady.
The Tom Brady of punters.
I'm the Tom Brady of punters, man. And I say no.
That's great.
I was actually going to ask this. Dave wanted to know. I have a question for Sayre. Assuming that is your given name, which it is, what is the country/language of origin of Sayre?
Dang, you guys could have asked me any question on this show, and you asked me the one that I don't know the answer to. I think that it's I'm pretty sure that it's Dutch or German. Honestly, I don't know.
All right.
That's
the spelling of it.
Yeah, I know. It's different. My brothers are Ryan, Tyler, and Bryce. So my parents were just like, hey, let's just go off the wall with this one.
Yeah.
But
all right,
it's an old family name, so I don't know exactly country of origin.
I like it.
I'd never heard it before. Like before I started, I'd never heard Sayre before. And I'm like that. At first, it was actually kind of funny. The other day, I was shooting it with my wife, and I was talking to her about this coming show.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, we're going to have Sayre Bedinger on. She's like, who's Sayre Bedinger? She's like,
that's funny.
No, not Sarah, Sayre. And she goes, are you sure?
Yeah.
I'm like,
man.
Yes, honey, he's my guest this week. I'm pretty sure it's not Sarah.
Yeah. We had award ceremonies in high school for you get a 3.5 GPA or above or whatever. You get to come, your parents come and whatever.
He's smarter than me.
Yeah, exactly. So they finally get to the B's for the last name. And they're like Sayre Bedinger. And I just I about didn't even walk up to grab my stupid little card. I was like, this is stupid. I've been going to this school for 4 years. Give me a break, man.
Everybody's like, his name is Sarah.
You should have walked up there and been like, Sarah for life.
Yeah. yes, exactly.
And been like, this is for all the Sarahs out there.
No, you should have pulled a Kanye and grabbed the mic and said, I'm gonna let you finish.
Yes,
but it's Sarah.
Yes.
A new name I've never seen. Real quick, I'm gonna pull this up. A new name I've never seen. So Mile High salute to you and welcome to the show.
Yes, I see you
here. 633 on Twitch says Wikipedia says Sarah is Irish.
Okay, I dig it.
And then says hi. So hi, Savior.
What's up, Savior? Welcome to the show.
Mile High salute to you, my friend. All right, so pardon me. Woo.
Glenn has a question for you. He says, Sarah, how many wins to start the season do you foresee?
Well, my philosophy is always, it was 16-0 until we ain't, but now it's 17-0 until we ain't. So I think the first question mark, though, really is everyone's first question mark is Baltimore. So I see 3-0 for sure is kind of what I'm thinking. You come back to that Baltimore game, anything worse than 2-1, and you're in bad shape. So 3-0 is kind of what I'm thinking heading into Baltimore.
Isaiah and I, like he said, a couple episodes ago, we did 2 episodes ago, we did a season preview, and we predicted scores for the season and wins and losses. And actually, we came to a win over Baltimore in that game. A close win. It's tight, but we came to a win. So real quick, we need to start rolling on. We need to talk about the Jaguars here. So we'll answer a few more questions and then get down to the Jaguars because we're running at 52 minutes right now. Shadow Jacker, our buddy from MHRT After Dark, says,
"What's up, Shadow?
What Denver game of the season are you most looking forward to this season?"
The one I beat the Kansas City Chiefs. That's the one I'm most looking forward to.
That's right. You know what? So, we can end. I'm going to do what I do best. Real quick. And I'm going to end the show right now with that answer. I'm joking. I'm not actually doing that.
That's it. You've been giving some great answers.
I love it.
That's
and
great,
then he
man.
also wants to know, who is your favorite Broncos linebacker of all time?
Oh my gosh, that's so tough.
Answer is John Mobley.
The correct answer. I'm a big Al Wilson guy, man. I gotta say, I know it's
close second.
It's
to
a
John
close
Mobley.
second for many. Yeah, I loved Al Wilson. Back in high school, man, he was the guy that was leading those underrated Broncos teams, right? 04, 05. Al Wilson was the guy in the middle, so I love that. He's one of my favorites all time. I always have respect for Al Wilson. Hope he gets in the Ring of Fame. And is he in the Ring of Fame?
Not yet, and he needs to
Not
be.
yet.
But I really want to get some of the guys from from the 97, 98 team, that era, on this show, because there's never been anybody better. It's been that's my favorite period of Broncos history. I'm gonna pull this
Johnny,
up
before we go this. Hold on,
I gotta say this. Oh, he said I am back.
WizKid, happy early birthday. I know your birthday is tomorrow, so we don't have.
OMG, I almost forgot. It's WizKid's birthday tomorrow.
Happy birthday,
Landon
WizKid.
Clark. Happy birthday, brother, and Mile High salute for your birthday. All
Everybody
right?
wish him a happy birthday in the comments.
right.
We gotta give one of our best friends a happy birthday.
Probably, in my opinion, the smartest 12-year-old Bronco fan I've ever met is Landon Clark.
Awesome.
He is smart.
You'll
He
be a
knows
teenager
the
tomorrow,
ball, and
buddy.
he knows the Broncos. So, hey, happy 13, my lucky
There we
number.
go.
Look right there. That was my high school number right there.
You're a teenager, baby. You're a
13th
teenager.
birthday. Happy 13th birthday, Landon. We love you, brother. You
Happy
go
birthday,
with
brother.
kid. All right. So let me see. So there you go. Shadow Jacker even says Mr. Wilson. So there you go, Mr.
There we go.
Wilson. So I think I had one more question I'd seen for Sayre that I
I had
want
a
to
question
bring up.
for you, Sayre.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
So we do a prediction game. So
Okay.
I've got my numbers in my head. I got my Teddy Bridgewater numbers, and then I got my total score numbers.
Okay.
What are your let's start with what do you think the final game Sunday? What do you think the ending score going to be? And then what do you think Teddy Bridgewater is going to throw and how many touchdowns?
Final score: Broncos 30, Jaguars 13.
Okay.
I'll give them a 13 again. So what do you got?
I was going to say 31-14.
Okay.
I was going to say 31-14.
I answered this. I answered this last night. I answered this last night on MHRT. I'm giving the Broncos 27 again. All right, I'm going 27 again with 10, 27-10. And I believe, and here's what I believe. I believe that we hold the Jaguars through 4 quarters. No red zone scores. At least maybe a field goal at the max, and then a garbage time touchdown by the Jaguars. So
dig it. I dig that.
All right, so
now Teddy Bridgewater numbers.
Okay.
How many yards? How many touchdowns?
Teddy, let's say I'm gonna say 240 in the yards and touchdowns. Okay. I'll say 2 again.
Okay, I'm saying 312 yards, 3 touchdowns.
Okay.
All right. I like it. I like
yours better.
That's all right. That's all right. We'll see who's right and who.
Johnny, what are your numbers?
I just said it. Oh, you mean for yards?
Yeah, for Teddy Bridgewater.
I'm gonna go 275 for yards.
Okay.
And 3 touchdowns. I'm gonna say
I think that's me is a little more optimistic.
I believe that we'll roll at least one rushing touchdown in there and at least 2 field goals.
Okay.
42-7 says Mundungus. And then he says 300-3. We don't know where he's coming from now. No, listen,
Shadow Jackers says 37-15 Broncos. Around this, so everybody has the same, 2 touchdowns at max, and we're putting up 30+ points. Avatar said, I had 30-15 all field goals for Jacksonville. Okay,
that's good. That's giving them 5 drives that give them field goals. Avatar, I gotta disagree. I don't think we're letting them that close to the field goal that many times. I'm sorry, I can't agree. I could see 9. I could see 3 field goals for the Jaguars, but I can't see 5.
Glenn says the correct answer is, because we're obviously wrong, it's 34-10. I can see that. I can see 34-10. KB82 says we beat the Jags so bad. Urban quits mid-game. LOL. I think they're doing like they did Lane Kiffin, and he won't get on the bus.
Real quick before we say bye to Sayre, because Sayre just told me that he was given a 5-minute warning by the boss, right?
All right,
the boss. So, I'm gonna go real quick up here to where is it? Oh, okay. Here we go. Glenn's comment. I love when Lindsey Bebo keeps reminding everyone that Urban Meyer dropped Sauber and replaced him with Tim Tebow.
And then dumped Tim Tebow.
Yeah. So I mean, like, I there you go. Sauber's gonna run all over that defense, and then and Urban Meyer is gonna be like, I'm going back to USC. Like,
this just became the Eric Sauber revenge game.
Oh yeah, that'd be great.
Savior 633 says it's so hard to understand, but I still enjoy listening anyway. You made me a Broncos fan. So did we just add someone to the family? Like legit add someone to the family?
That's the greatest compliment we could have.
Welcome.
Thank you.
So Sayre, I know you got to get out of here. We still have about 20 minutes, but I want you to do one thing with us. Okay. Cody did it already. He's done it already. And you have to do this with us. Okay. I'm going to say this real quick. We started it on this show on Nothing Rhymes. I mean, it's been on MHRT, but it started on Nothing Rhymes. And my goal is that this spreads across Broncos country until it is announced over the loudspeakers at Empower Field and the entire crowd does this. I will not rest until it happens. We call it the Mile High Five.
Okay.
All right. It's kind of, the Mile High Salute's cool. Everybody knows it. This is new. The Mile High Five, we've seen, some Von Miller stuff too with it too, but now there's a chant with it. Okay. I shout Mile High Five. And then on the 4th beat, you clap above your head as high as you can, a mountaintop, summit. All right. That's all it is. That's all it is. So put your arms out with me and let's get in with Sayre. Let's do one right now, everybody. Everybody in the NRW crew, everybody in Broncos country, arms out, and here we go. Mile High Five. Yes. I lost my headphones.
Thank you.
That
Sayre,
was fun.
thank you so much.
Thank you, Sayre. Dude, It has been an absolute honor, an absolute blast. I cannot wait to have you on the show again someday. Hopefully, you will come on again.
Yeah, you're made for podcasts, dude. You're made for this.
You're awesome. And like I said, if anybody here liked what Sayre had to say, liked having Sayre on the show, you can find his articles on Predominantly Orange and on 9 News. And you can also listen to him with his buddy or with his co-host buddy Cody Rourke on Locked On Broncos every single day. It's a daily podcast, half an hour, and it's fantastic. I listen to it every day. Do not miss it. Where do they find you, Sayre, if they want to follow you on social media?
Yeah, you can find me at Sayre Bedinger on Twitter. I know that's easier spoken than spelled, but you'll find me. So, no, thank you guys. Seriously, I really appreciate it. You guys kill it with this show, man. That's fun. I love seeing the engagement from the listeners. I love seeing the way that you guys value the listeners. I love that personal touch. The guy's got a birthday coming up. That's freaking awesome. So happy birthday to him, and just way to go. I mean, this podcast rocks. So I appreciate you guys having me on and letting me be part. So I'll definitely be back.
Yes,
absolutely.
Mission accomplished. And real quick, last question for you, Sayre, before you duck out of here. Oh, Tyler Checker, big fan.
Yeah,
go make that manscape. Okay,
hey,
there's that.
Hey.
Last question for you is KB82 asking, did you play football, and if so, what position?
I played football for 2 years in high school. I was behind the best guy on the team at linebacker. I've always considered myself a receiver. So I should have had the courage and the guts to go up to the coach and say I wanted to change positions, but I felt like it was too late. So I played receiver in intramurals in college. So I'll say since I retired at football, that's where my position is, wide receiver.
Fantastic. Sayre, it has been a blast. It has been an honor and a privilege, my friend. I will talk to you soon, because I guarantee I'll be hitting you up on Twitter on DMs by tomorrow. So Thank you again for coming on, and we will see you next time, and go be with your family, brother.
Amen. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate it.
Have a good one. You be safe. Thanks for coming on.
See you, buddy.
Hey, so I want to cover this real quick, Johnny. Hey, Savior, you said it's so hard to understand.
Bring it back up.
DM us. These are both of our Twitter names. DM either one of us or us at NRWB. Let us know what's hard to understand, so that way we can fix that.
Is it a language barrier, or are we just hard? Do we need to work better on explaining what we're talking about?
Yeah, so just let us know. Feel free. We love the criticism. We love the critique. We love any positive or negative things. Let us know. We're thick-skinned. Just let us know what it is, so that way we can work on that to better ourselves, so that way it's better for you. Because as Johnny said at the beginning, we are fan-led and Broncos-based. So you just let us know.
So we got a little bit of time left. So let's talk the Jaguars game now.
Glenn, that is hilarious.
Only you, Glenn. He's only blocking you. He's only blocking you. All right. So let's talk the Jaguars game real quick, Isaiah. We've talked the Giants game. We've talked the season. Now let's talk about this game coming up.
Okay, let's do it.
We talked some with Sayre about it, but let's talk about what we have to do this game to be victorious. Which, I mean, I'm pretty sure everybody in Broncos. Okay, Savior 633 explained it already. Doesn't speak English. Well,
let us know what language you speak. I'm curious. Let us know.
Yeah, we would like to know. I speak only one other language, and I don't speak it well. So
I speak Spanish.
Honest, yeah, he
does.
I
do speak Spanish.
But
let us know what it is.
On that.
We'd love to hear from you. We'd love to work on that with you. Do what we
Jaguars game, okay?
Establish run game immediately.
Yeah. So what are the keys to the game for you, Isaiah? What do the Broncos have to do to win this game against Jacksonville?
Establish the run game immediately. 4.7 yards per carry. Switch out between Melvin Gordon and Javonte Williams. Hit those big runs we did in the preseason. What that does is that goes back to the next key. It opens up play action. The receivers, even if Jerry Jeudy isn't in there, we still have plenty of players that can catch the ball over the top, because the linebackers bite onto that run. So establish the run game. Play action, interior offensive line.
That's a big one.
Graham Glasgow's out, Netani Muti's coming in, and Lloyd Cushenberry he's improved, but he struggles with his power. A lot of times getting off the ball, he'll get pushed off. So that's going to be a good competition and a good challenge for them, with Netani Muti getting his first start and Lloyd Cushenberry. So establishing the interior offensive line, because we saw Teddy Bridgewater wasn't getting rushed, not really from the edge, but from the interior. from the
What's
interior.
your third key to the game?
Third key to the game is definitely interior defensive line. As we saw, Von Miller put pressure. We definitely have to with Mike Purcell.
Real quick, time out. Real quick pause. Xavier just answered us with what language they speak. Real Spanish from Spain.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
From Spain.
Welcome
we got
to
a fan from Spain.
A fan from Spain. That's a new
awesome.
one. We have never had a fan from Spain. So, hey, Xavier, what we call the Mile High Salute to you. And then I'm going to give you a toast because I toast all of our new names. So here's to you, Xavier, 33 from Spain. All right. So continue your third key to the game, interior defensive line.
Interior defensive line. Mike Purcell, Draymond Jones, and Shelby Harris. Shelby Harris was kind of quiet last game. He had a couple good tackles. Draymond Jones definitely had some good penetration, but that penetration has to come from the interior defensive line first.
Mm-hmm. And Shelby also, I don't know if you saw it. Shelby had a couple of moments too where he didn't get any batted passes like we're used to seeing. He
disrupted the vision of the quarterback.
But you saw. I cannot tell you if you watch slow-mo replay, how many times you saw Shelby's hand come within millimeters of the ball.
And that's what he's best at. So I think collapsing that pocket, we need to make that Jacksonville offensive line struggle. Do we double team Vaughn? If we double team Vaughn, Shelby Harris is coming up. Do we double team Bradley? Draymond Jones is coming up. Oh, we forgot about Mike Purcell. We need them to struggle and have the offensive coordinator and offensive line coach throwing up schemes and screaming on the board at halftime because we're getting constant pressure. So that's the third one. And the fourth one is our secondary is elite and they need to warm up. We had a lot of great pass
after that first win, they're going to gel more. I really do. Even without
more turnovers. That's what I mean to say. More turnovers. We only had one turnover last game. We need more turnovers. So ground game, play action, interior offensive line, interior defensive line, and turnovers. Those are my five.
Win the turnover game. Okay. All right.
No, not win the turnover game. More turnovers. More. Just minimum of 3, in my opinion.
Fair enough. All right. So keys to the game from my point of view. Like you already said it, interior offensive line. Weakest point we had in the game, in my opinion, against the Giants. Okay. The Giants defense is no slouch. Okay. Top 10, maybe even top 5. The Broncos made them humble. We'll go ahead and say that. We humbled them a lot, but I would say that, it was not an easy win as far as the interior offensive line goes, defending against that Giants front 5, front 7. It was rough. Okay. That being said, the Jacksonville Jaguars defensive line is not as stout as the Giants defensive line, but that does not mean our offensive line can be complacent. They have got to step up. Cush has got to find the push. He's got to find that inner strength. And then you got to find that outer strength. He got to push back. Okay. Graham Glasgow's out of the game. So Netani Moody needs to step up. Netani Moody will be starting in place of Graham Glasgow, which real quick, we're praying for you, Graham. Yes, we are sending out our prayers and our good vibes. Get better soon, but don't rush back because the last thing we want is for you to come back too soon and get hurt and get sick or hurt even worse.
Yeah, we're praying for you, Graham.
Recover. We are waiting and we are praying and we are rooting for you, brother. That being said, Netani Moody is starting in his place. Netani Moody is ready or needs to step up. He's got to grow up fast. He needs to grow up fast. Okay. Graham Glasgow has literally said out loud, and this is a veteran, that Netani Moody is the strongest human being he has ever faced. He's ever met.
Those three, Dalton, Lloyd, and Netani, within the run game, especially in the run game, they need to turn into bullies. Bully that Jacksonville defensive line.
Big time. You open those. You got to open those holes. You have got to open those holes. That is my biggest key to the game. Okay. Second key to the game for me is special teams.
Okay.
All right. We're gonna go on. I'm gonna go back to the punting game. Okay. Broncos. Tom McMahon has got to get to figure this out. I was about to say something a little more derogatory. I'm not gonna do it. Tom McMahon has got to accept it that his little trick ideas don't work. Play football. Okay? You have a punter who is more than capable of pinning his opponent inside the 5 of the 10 when he's kicking from the 30 to the 40-yard line of the opponent's in his own territory. Okay? Let him do it. Stop trying to call these little trick plays because they don't work. Okay? Cool. Moving on from special teams. You talked about, I'm going to say win the turnover game. Turnovers is important. Absolutely. With you. But I'm not just going to say more turnovers. I'm going to say win the turnover game. Okay? Trevor Lawrence threw 3 picks in last week's game. 3. Okay? That's in his NFL debut.
Against the Jets, right?
Against, I think it was against the Jets. I don't remember.
Against Houston.
I was too busy. I was able to watch every single game. But I do know that I pulled up stats on players from the Jaguars getting ready for this game. Trevor Lawrence threw 3 picks.
Against Houston. And our secondary is better. Our secondary is much better.
And Houston's a dumpster fire.
Yes.
Okay? He threw 3 picks in his NFL debut. I do not foresee his second game going that much differently.
We need to make it go that way.
We have Justin Simmons, Kareem Jackson. We have, not Ronald Darby. He's hurt right now. Kyle Fuller. We have Bryce Callahan.
Patrick Surtain.
We have guys, and then, of course, PS2, Patrick Surtain, who had one of the most beautiful interceptions, in my opinion, of the preseason.
Yep. Pick 6.
In the NFL. Okay? These guys are all more than capable of grabbing that ball out of the air. They need to do it. Okay? Fumbles are cool. Forcing Daniel Jones in that fumble, Josie Jewell, Honey Bear, and all of them, that was fantastic. I want to see more turnovers in the air. Get that ball. Don't just block it. I mean, Kyle Fuller made up for all of his faux pas.
He had 2 pass breakups.
Beautiful pass breakups.
Josie Jewell had a pretty one too.
I don't want to see the pass broke up so much. It's cool to see it. I want to see you break up that pass by taking it out of the air, putting it against your chest, and running as far the other direction as you can get. It's that simple.
Yeah.
Give me that pick. Give me that pick 6 for crying out loud. Let's get a defensive touchdown. Let's win the turnover game. Those are my 3 keys to the game. And of course, I'm going to give a 4th because you gave 4. My 4th, Teddy Bridgewater maintains. That's it. Teddy Bridgewater maintains. Boom. Yeah. Done.
Maintains. That's my maintain or take it to the next level. And we got a comment in here. There it is, WizKid. And this goes to my point, which is the ground game. Javonte Williams, 100-yard game. Calling it. I agree, WizKid. I agree. I actually,
Pookie agrees. Pookie agrees that Pookie needs 100-yard or is going to get a 100-yard game. Boom.
One day I'm going to get a jersey that just says Pookie on the back.
You are never getting, literally, till the day we die. Okay? So the day that I'm giving the eulogy at your funeral, because you're obviously going to die before I do.
Clearly, John. Okay?
Obviously. You will be Pookie forever. And I'm going to stand up there giving your eulogy. Pookie was the greatest guy I've ever known, and Pookie was my best friend. You're Pookie forever. You can never.
My wife is going to go up there and snatch you off. Avatar says, especially when Lawrence stares down the receivers. Yeah, and with Justin Simmons, who's a ball hawk,
look,
you don't want to do that. You don't want to stare down that receiver.
Justin Simmons came this close. Justin Simmons, the best safety in the NFL, came this close to a pick in the end zone on Sunday. Okay,
basically what we're saying is everybody needs to take it to
taking off that run. Level. Okay,
another level.
There was a first game. I'll give him that. Okay, now he's shaking off that rust. Go be Justin Simmons. I want to see you take that ball out of the air and make people look foolish. Pookie and his pup Humpy. Well played.
Long live Pookie Night.
Yep, long live Pookie Night. That's right. All right, so those are our keys to the game. Okay, the Broncos do those things. And some of them are in tandem with one another, with Isaiah's in mind. Others are different ones that we each threw out. I truly believe the Broncos are more than capable of each and every one that both of us threw out.
Agreed.
Absolutely more than capable. Not just capable, more than capable of accomplishing each and every one of those goals. So let's do it. I truly believe we're going to march into Jacksonville and we are going to stomp them worse than we stomped the Jaguar or the Giants. Sorry. Okay. Again, my final score prediction for the game, 27-10. The only touchdown for the Jaguars is a garbage time touchdown within the last 3 minutes of the game.
I said 31-14.
All right.
31-14. Trevor Lawrence throws 2 picks. Okay. Justin Simmons has 1, and Patrick Surtain has
my
the other.
last question for you.
Von Miller has 3 sacks.
3 sacks from Vaughn. What about Bradley Chubb if he plays?
If he plays, I'll give Bradley Chubb 1 sack.
1 and 3.
3 sacks from Von Miller, 1 from Bradley Chubb, 1 from Shelby Harris. Justin Simmons has a pick. Patrick Surtain has 1.
You just named 5 sacks.
Chandler Jones had 5 by himself, so I'm pretty sure our elite defense can get 5.
Well, that was different. That was definitely real quick. Now, my last question for you. My number 2 does depend. Avatar says my number 2 depends on McMahon, and you're absolutely right. Absolutely right. But you know what? I want to challenge our. Granted, I doubt they might not hear this, but you know what? I want to challenge our special teams. Look, if your coach is being a bonehead, challenge him.
Yep.
Say no. I'm not doing that.
Take that red flag and throw it. Challenge.
Sam Martin could easily say no to booting a 36-yard punt with a backspin. He could easily say no. I can punt a 52-yard punt and pin them inside the 5. And I'm doing that. He could say no. Okay? Not that it's necessarily, encouraged, but if coach is being a bonehead, don't be a bonehead with him.
Glenn says, please keep Chubb out. I'd say give him a very limited snap count. Very limited.
Listen,
very limited.
Limited pitch count. Just let him. I say save him until week 4, if you can. As much till week 4 when we have to face off against the Ravens.
Okay. Glenn says, my number 2 usually depends on what I ate. Agreed. Avatar says, I 100% agree with that statement, Johnny. So,
Amen.
yeah.
Okay.
That was the last question. Yep. We got to head out. So
give me one more. What is it?
No, you said you had a question for me.
Okay. Sorry, you're right. Question for you. Well, it's for the whole fan base because I'm sure they're going to drop it in the comments for everybody. Broncos MVP of the game against Jacksonville this Sunday.
Patrick Surtain.
Okay. I say Tim Patrick.
So a Patrick, basically.
One of the Patricks.
On the offensive defense, going to be a Patrick.
Real quick, MHR or NRW crew, drop your pick for Broncos MVP. We'll read a few, and then we're going to roll out of here.
And I'm going to show you guys the dog.
This kid says Pookie Williams. Avatar says Eric Saubert. Okay. All right. I could see it. I mean, I don't know about Saubert. I could see Pookie. Saubert's been great. Hello, Sirius. There's Humpy. There's Humpy Night.
This is Humpy.
Hi, Humpy Night.
Yeah, this is Humpy Night. This is the dog that is driving me crazy, and I have to keep time stall on. So
I love that damn dog. All right. Shadow Jacker says Justin Simmons, player of the game for the Broncos.
Whacked.
Yeah. Well, he's been humping that bed a lot, bro. I mean, it happens. All right. Shadow Jacker says Justin Simmons. So we've got Tim Patrick,
Patrick Surtain,
Saubert, Williams, or Simmons. Those are the 5 that have been given us right now.
That's how you know we're good. We got a bunch of people. Denver Gator coming in last minute.
Last one. At the 11th hour, Denver Gator. My question, how you feeling, Broncos country? Excited? Pumped? Nervous?
All of the above, baby.
All of the above, baby.
All of the above.
I agree. But you know what? I'm going to go ahead and say nervous is the least of the 3.
I want us to be consistent. I'm nervous that, not that it was a fluke, but,
it's not a fluke. It's not a fluke. It's
just
not a fluke.
Pregame jitters.
It was the first game of the season. We're dropping off that. We're knocking off that rust, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and give this. Yeah. Glenn Hauser says Draymond Jones. I like it. It's a little bit out there. Past what some of the most expected answers. So I like it, Glenn. Draymond Jones. Yeah. That being said, it is time for us to roll things back and get the heck out of here. Thank you guys for joining us for another wonderful episode of Nothing Rhymes with Orange and Blue. It's been a blast. It's always a blast. We love you guys. You guys are our Orange and Blue family. We love you guys, okay? Please, if you liked what you saw or heard, like, subscribe, share on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch. Do what you got to do. Hit that notification bell on YouTube. So whenever we go live, you know that we are here bringing you your Broncos content with a friendship feeling. That's what I call it. Broncos content with a friendship feeling. Because that's what it is. That's what we are. We're best friends who talk Broncos.
And once again, once again, the premiere of Johnny, you ready?
Wait, yep. Get me ready.
The premiere of this Sunday, just like is the Neigh-borhood.
Oh man, soundboard died on me.
It died.
Yeah, the soundboard died. Hold on, I'm bringing it back up. I'm bringing it back up right now. All right.
Okay.
It's Sunday.
Yeah, Johnny, just go ahead.
1 hour to an hour and a half before game time. Isaiah, go.
1 hour before every game is the new show premiering this Sunday, the Neigh-borhood every pregame. So you guys, come on down an hour before the game starts. Come watch the podcast, talk Broncos with us. So get those jitters out, you get exercise anything that's on your mind, on your heart, on your feelings, on your chest. Get it all out there. Demons. And we talk about it.
I host this Sunday, and I've got a few fun ideas, a few things that y'all are going to be expecting to make people laugh a little bit.
Is this the one where MHRT Prophet is coming in?
We will have MHRT Prophet this Sunday. He's going to be at the tailgate in Jacksonville, giving us our tailgate update. He's going to get us pumped with some Broncos fans at the tailgate.
Great, so because this weekend
ready. Also,
I have drill.
Fun stuff. I've got some fun ideas. It's going to be a blast. All right.
I won't be there this Sunday because I have drill, but I will be watching the game. I'll be there in spirit. I'll try to comment. I'm pissed I missed the MHRT Prophet. So, Johnny, hold it down for NRW crew. Guys, be there or be square. I'm telling you, there's no other place like MHRT where you can have a pregame with tailgate interviews before the game, and it's just a blast, guys. I mean, what else are you doing an hour before the pregame? You can grill and watch Broncos podcast before the game.
Listen to us. Watch it. It's going to get you pumped for the game. That's the point.
And when the podcast ends, Broncos plays.
Yeah. The Neigh-borhood every Sunday, before every game, at least 1 hour to 1 hour and a half. So subscribe on YouTube. Hit that notification bell so you know when we go live on that show. Okay? Also, do not miss our other shows. On Tuesdays, Broncos Talk with a 6'10" Mexican and Richie Rich, 7654, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch. Also, do not miss our flagship podcast, MHRT Podcast, Thursday nights, 7654, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch. You can find some of my writing right now on Denver Nosebleeds, denvernosebleeds.com. And I'm writing, and I have recently been picked up as a Broncos beat writer. So come check out some of my articles. I'm pretty proud of them, and I think you'll enjoy them too. Also, last but not least, you can find our podcast and every other MHRT podcast, every single episode, the audio version on all your favorite podcast mediums, Google, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio. It's all out there. So go find us on your favorite medium and subscribe to our audio podcast. All right?
Shout out to Savior G. Thank you, Savior G. Shout out to you for hitting the like button. Thank you so much.
Subscribe, Savior G. Also, we love the like, but we would love a subscribe from you as well. Please do that. We love you, Broncos country. We love you, NRW crew. We must finish the show as we always do. All right? Are you ready, Isaiah?
Let's do it.
Let's do it, baby.
Stand it, baby.
NRW crew and Broncos country, please join me in putting your hands out to your sides and get ready for the Mile High Five. Thank you. Woo! We love you, Broncos country, and good night.
Hasta luego.